So in this video, I'm going to go through the law of sines, which is also called the sine rule sometimes. So here we go. This rule is used for non-right triangles. And first, I just want you to kind of understand it's these three ratios together, but you only ever use two of them at a time, and you can also switch. You can rewrite if you want. Sometimes it works out easier if you just flip the fractions completely over. Okay, and now what these stand for is the capital letters stand for angles, and the lowercase letters stand for sides. So if capital A is 59, then lowercase a is 350, and then so on this side would be lowercase c. So that's what the letters stand for. So in this problem, we're asked to find side AC, which is actually lowercase b. So what we have to do is just, capital A and lowercase a are just directly across from each other. Okay, so we do sine, following this formula, we do sine of 59 over 350. And then we do sine of b, which is 38, over little b, which is what we're trying to find. So now we have a proportion with just one variable in it. So when we solve proportions, we found one way that always works is cross multiplying. So that's what I would really suggest doing in these cases, is just cross multiply. So it's going to look a little bit different because we've got b times sine of 59 equals 350 times sine of 38. So now to solve for b, we just have to divide both sides by sine of 59. Okay, and now this is what we have to type into our calculator. I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to do 350 times sine of 38, and then I say divided by sine 59. And I get 251.387, and so on. I'm just going to say about 251. Okay, so just to show you, it works both ways. If we flipped everything around, 350 over sine of 59, I could also write it like this, b over sine of 38. In this case, it's a little bit easier to solve. I don't actually have to cross multiply. If I multiply both sides by sine of 38, that would cancel this out, and now it will just go over here into the top, and I'll get the same thing that I ended up typing in over here. Notice now it's the same exact thing, only the order of the top has switched. So sometimes it works out better to flip and use this version. And again, we only use two at a time. In this case, we didn't need the C because we weren't searching for angle C and we didn't know the side C. Okay, so another example we'll go through how to use this to find a missing angle. So missing angle B. So first thing I would do is do sine of that angle B and then search for the side that's directly across from B, which is 150. And then plug in the other angle we know and the side directly across from that. So again, we're not using C. In this case, we just need A and B. Now, this equation, we don't have to cross multiply either. I can just multiply both sides by 150, and I get sine of B equals, now I can type this into my calculator. I could do sine of 69, be careful when you do it this way. Now I really have to close my parentheses. That's why I usually like to write the 150 in the front. Then I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to say divided by 250. So I get this ratio, or this decimal, 5, 6, and so on. So now to solve for B, I need the sine inverse of this whole number. So I want to say second sine inverse, and now do second answer to be more accurate. So I get 34.06. I could say it's about 34 degrees. Okay, and then of course I could find this angle as well just by subtracting. You could add these together and subtract from 180 if you were asked to find that other angle too. Okay, we can do a couple more examples. So here, again, just realize this is little c, this is little a. So in this case, we actually need the c and the b. So I'm going to cross out the a. Sine of b, so we do sine of 70 over 15, because 15 is across from the 70. And then sine of c over little c, which is actually what we're trying to find. Okay, now the way I've set it up actually would be easier if I flipped everything around, but since I've already set it up, I could just cross multiply. 15 sine 45 equals c sine 70, and then divide both sides by sine of 70 to cancel this out. So now this is what I type into my calculator to get c. 15 sine 45, close parentheses, divided by sine of 70. And I get about 11.3. All right. Okay, one more example of how to find an angle. So we don't need the c in this one either because we're not given those angles or sides. So to find angle B, I'll just do sine of B over 15 because that's directly across from B. And then sine of A over side A. Now this one I can just multiply both sides by 15. So sine of B equals, let's do this again, sine of 42 times 15 divided by 12.836. So now I'm just going to do sine inverse of that. So a lot of this I can do on my calculator. So I get B equals about 56.76. So I'm going to say 56.8, which would round, if I said the nearest whole number, would be all the way up to 57. Okay, hope that helps with the law of sines or sine rule.